Hello everyone, this is Jessie from LifeSmart Technical Group. We'll start our 8th lesson of Appliance Control. And I will introduce how to use our product to realize the appliance control. If you can hear me clearly, please send number 1 in our chat box. And also, if you have any advice of our lesson or any other kinds of question, please share in our chat box. So in today's lesson, we will learn the product model overview and the product highlights, smart config application, and model of interactive portal for smart home. For the appliance we use every day, like water heater, air conditioner, shutter, wired smoke sensor, how to join in LifeSmart family, and which product can help us to integrate them to realize access control, access in, smart control, and energy saving. The first product is our smart plug. It can control the appliance to be on or off status and support energy consumption. And it supports Alexa and Google control by voice control. And the second is our Spot. The Spot and our new product released recently, Spot Mini, is all-in-one IR remote controller to activate the TV, air conditioner, fans, TV box by learning the infrared signals, and also support Alexa and Google control. The last one is our general controller. Wiring to connect the sensors, fans, motors, or magnetic valves and switches by jack contact to realize the conditional devices integrated to LifeSmart system. And the first one is our smart plug. It supports plug-in and play and provide multiple versions for different regions, like Zigbee US standard, Zigbee UK standard, COS standard for Europe, and wide voltage range for 100 to 240 voltage. So it is compatible with more regions. It also supports energy consumption monitor. In this picture, we can select the corresponding version plug on our app to add the device and pairing. For the plug status on or off, we also can set different color For example, I set the indicator red for device on and set the indicator black for device off. And we can also set the schedule. For example, I can turn off the smart plug at 8 o'clock every day. And we can also monitor the energy consumption in a period, or like how many kilovoltage it costs during this period. It's an AI template to show the function of when you back home, the water heater strip background music will be triggered by our smart door lock. We set an AI builder, and customer can select the door lock, the plug of water heater, the LED strip, and the music player in our AI builder function. Then I will introduce the Spot Mini. It's a IR controller, and the Spot Mini is our new product. It supports learning the infrared signal by this device, and it can support powerful code library, cover nearly all major brands. Support infrared 4-angle transmission and up to 12 meters. And it also have a magnetic wall installation bracket. This is our new product, Spot Mini, and we can see the size is more smaller than before, than the Spot. And it has a bracket, it has a wall bracket. It is magnetic. We can stick this bracket on the wall and install it. I will show a video of our Spot.
Actually, what is smart home? Many people say smart home can turn on the aircon before you coming back. So when you return the house, so shock. But how to do it? Actually, very simple. With this LifeSmart universal remote control, you can pair all of this remote control to it. So you no need this anymore. So now you even can preset the scenes, direct control few devices in once. Like this, cinema mode. When I press on this, it will turn on my TV. And then, it will help me to turn on my aircon and fans later. If you don't want to use your smartphone, don't want to use remote control, any other method for you to control your home device? Sure got, see? Okay Google, turn on TV.
Okay, turning the TV on.
So you even can control your home device just through your voice control. Very convenient, right? This spot still can be your nightlight. You still can change any color you like through the mobile apps, like orange color, yellow colors, green color, then blue color, or even purple color. So, want to know this device costs you how much? Call me or PM me now to get the special price. If you are an electronic seller or a smartphone seller, call me now to get a free one.
Okay, in this video, I think everyone can.
Hi, I'm Chris from LifeSmart Malaysia. Before this, many customer and dealer would like to ask me, how do LifeSmart ensure the stability in wireless?
Okay, in this video, I think everyone can understand how our spot works. And then I will introduce how to add a AC controller step by step. Firstly, we should add a spot in our LifeSmart app, and then select add a remote controller and select the remote controller tab like TV controller, aircon controller, or box controller, and then select the brand. We can see too many brands in our list, but if the brand is not in the list, we can also support create a customized control. And the first step, we can see there are 18 controller, 18 scheme in the gray AC controller, and we will test it one by one. The first in the first scheme, if I click emit, and we find the AC has no response. It doesn't on or off. We should click no response and continue. If until the third scheme, we click emit and the controller turn on. We can choose the have response and then test the cool mode. If still have response, we click, and at last it will test the temperature at 62 degree. We can monitor. We can check the temperature on the display screen whether is 26 degree. If all successfully, then the controller adds successfully. And we can control the volume, the temperature, and working mode on this controller. And the TV controller is also the same. If I set a trigger in our LifeSmart app to realize when the temperature indoor is higher than 30 degree, trigger the air condition to run cool mode at 25 degree and swing. I set trigger and select environment sensor to set the condition greater than 30 degree, and it will run the mode of air conditioner on, swing, and cool mode. And we can see this is the mode I set, and realize when the cube environmental sensor temperature more than 30 degree, and it will do the action. The gray AC controller will be on. And please notice, all the smart config like trigger, like scenes, need to work with the smart station. Then I will introduce the general controller. Actually, the general controller is a project product, and it supports dry contact input and output, like K1, K2, K3, and CH1, CH2, CH3. The switches on two status of closed and disconnect, and two-way to power supply for the general controller. We can connect a DC adapter, or also we have the ground and DC plus interface to power supply, and the maximum load is 3N. Door button, fence, and contactor. This is a wiring diagram of free mode. Maybe it's a little confused, but I will explain it more clearly. The K1, K2, K3 is a switch, and it can connect to the sensor. It can input the switching data of sensor, like smoke, motion. And when the weak signal output from the sensor and input the general controller, K will be closed. K will be closed and connect to the ground to form a loop. And data will sync to LifeSmart app. And for this part, the CH1, CH2, CH3 can connect to the control device, like motor switch. When the output signal to motor fence or switch, the CH switch will change direction and form a loop with another COM. So the circuit state will change. Like the CH is a single pole double throw switch, and when in default state is on the up, and if it's triggered, it will go down to connect to a other COM. And I will show some practical examples to explain how it works more clearly. So this is a valve mechanical arm, and consists of a DC motor and a valve. How we use it to control the gas door. And I will introduce the motor working principle. And we can see there are two control lines of this DC motor. And the red line is positive, the black line is negative. And when the red line of DC motor power on, the motor forward, so the valve control rotate to open, And when the black line of DC motor power on, the motor reverse, so the valve clockwise rotate to close. So the key is which control line power on to control the DC motor revolve or reverse. I can set a trigger in LifeSmart app to realize select the DC motor mode, and when the gas leak trigger general controller output a CH2 to a CH2 on signal, and the motor will input a signal and reverse. Then realize the valve clockwise rotate to close gas valve. So how can the general controller control the motor control line power on or power off? We can control it by wiring. Connect CH1 and CH2 to the motor control line for control the rotation direction, forward or reverse. And COM plus to ground, COM minus to DC plus for power supply to the motor. And if the CH2 is triggered, it will change the direction from up to down and will form a loop. From CH2, the current will from CH2 to COM minus to DC plus to ground to COM plus and back to CH2. So this can form a loop, and the CH2 will work, and the black line will power on. So the motor reverse and the valve clockwise rotate to close. Is it more clear to understand the working principle? Okay, let's continue. That's a next example for the access control. This is a scene and common to see in the office. Is a magnetic lock, and outdoor we have the access control and attendance system, and indoor we have the exit button. If all the devices can form a complete loop. When the loop is connected, the current passes through the magnetic lock, and it will generate a strong suction and tightly absorb the iron to lock the door. If someone swipe card, fingerprint, or click the indoor exit button, will break the loop. and the magnetic lock will lose suction and open the door. This is the working principle of the access control system. So if I want to use the general controller to control the loop, connected or disconnected. So how to realize? We can connect a general controller in this system and wiring the CH1 and COM- interface to the control box. Add a general controller in this system and connect to the control box. To form a loop, the general controller status is on in normal, so the whole loop is connected, and the lock will produce the magnetic lock closed. And when we trigger the CH1 output on signal will connect to the COM plus, and we can see the COM plus is normally open, so the loop is broken and the magnetic will disappear and the door lock will open. So we control the device like motor, like switch, just by connect the CH and COM interface. The COM plus interface is normally open, and the COM minus interface is normally closed. That means if I connect CH1 and COM minus to a switch, because the COM minus is normally closed, so if I connect this switch in this loop, it will always open. It will always work and form a loop. If I triggered CH1, the loop will be broken, so the light will not be on. So how to configure in our LifeSmart app to realize remote control of the access devices? First, we add a general controller and then create a scene of open the door and select CH1 on. And then next, we can see the scene is in our list. And if we click the virtual button, it will open the door. This is our solution of access control. In this solution, we can see general controller, Nature Mini. To realize when the staff click on Nature Mini switch, it will run the scene to open the door. Or we click on LifeSmart app, it will also run the scene to open the door. Realize both control on the Nature Mini switch and LifeSmart app. So in this solution, Nature Mini is an switch and also can replace a lot of switch on the wall, and also can replace the door button for the access control system. And we have a new product released recently, Natural 7 Pad. And compared to the Natural before, the Natural 7 is more small and delicate, and is more powerful. As a pad, it can support community CCTV, video intercom, community notification, and elevator control. The elevator control means to dispatch an elevator at home at any time. Highlights of Natural 7. It adopts 7-inch display screen, 4 physical screen buttons to switch the screen, an Android operating system, support 2 internet access methods, connect Wi-Fi or use a RJ45. Built-in gateway. That means it can work as a smart station and add the COS device or even Zigbee device. And small size bottom box, no need to reslot. It can share the slot with normal switch, like 86 by 86 tab, and no need to reslot. In the upcoming version, it will support the local mode. That means if the internet goes down, we can also control the device in our Natural 7 pad. And on the Natural 7 pad, we also integrate with Aquaworks video intercom to support open the door, call to the outdoor device, and monitor. I will show a video for this video intercom function.
To call, please enter the number. To search, please enter. Calling. Hello. Welcome. Please come in.
At last, I will introduce some fast answer and question. If you have any question, please share in the chat box, and we will answer the question. If power off and power on, what's the state of the smart plug? When the plug is suddenly cut off and electricity comes, it will remain closed status. Like our switch, LifeSmart switch, is also remain closed status by default. But you can set the current state as a default state when the power when the power comes back. And what's the meaning of flip over? If IR controller cannot add in our spot, spot is always in missing mode and signal not stable. When log in Aquox account in neutral, show account doesn't exist. And at last is our quiz. 5 choice question. Who answer 4 of them correctly will get our certificate. If you have any question, please share in the chat box with us. Any question about our lesson? For the smart config of our LifeSmart app, if you are not if you are not know much about that, we will have a lesson of smart life app in next week. And we will introduce how to add device, how to set trigger, set scenes in detail in our next lesson. Please remember to attendance. Okay, if no more question, the lesson will be over. Hi, Harris. What's the difference of the Sport and Sport Mini? Compared to the Sport Mini supports the full angle transmission, and the distance can up to 12 meters. This performance is better than Sport, and the size is more small. Can you see the size? The size is more small, and it can also have the wall bracket. The wall bracket can install on the wall. Any more questions? Any more questions about our lesson? Okay, if no more questions, please remember to attend our quiz, and the class will be over. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. See you next time.